You.
I think it can.
Whoops, what was that? Why did I stop doing that? No, it wasn't your end. I pressed a thing when I was in the wrong window.
Derp.
Okay, there we go. All right. I've got caffeine. I've got a cat. Video is working. Knock on wood.
Cross his fingers.
Let's do this.
Still doesn't
All right.
work.
Why is Audacity not scrolling while recording? I don't know why it's doing that. I don't care. Anyway, let's do this in
Let's roll with it.
3, 2, 1. This is Life is Leet, episode 35 for Tuesday, April 21, 2015. Hello everyone, welcome back to Life is Leet. This is a podcast of nerds yelling at microphones about things. I'm Jesse Hanna, and joining me tonight, as always, is my co-host and younger brother, Aaron. How you doing this evening?
I am holding up.
You're reporting live, I believe, from D&D
Oh yes, you
night.
can actually see my face. Now
Yes.
you know that I'm not a robot.
Yeah, no, he's not a robot. He's not just a voice synthesizer that I've been talking to by myself this whole time. No, Aaron is actually coming to us live from wherever he goes to college, from D&D night tonight, I think.
Yep.
So taking a break from that to record. Sorry we missed last week. Real life was just insane, mostly for me. So we just didn't have a chance to record and decided we would just go ahead and throw it to this week. But we're back. So let's go ahead and well, first off, I want to send out some congratulations to to our friends over at the Frog Pants Studios Network and the Diamond Club for going 7 for 7 at the podcast awards last week. There were 7 podcasts from either the Frog Pants Network or from the Diamond Club that were, or there were 6 podcasts that were up for 7 awards. Night Attack was up for Best Video and Mature. The Morning Stream was up for Comedy, Daily Tech News Show for Tech, The Instance for Gaming, and Film Sack for Movies and TV. And they swept the thing. And the entire podcast awards was basically the Brian Ibbett and Brian Brushard show, because it was just those two getting up, sitting back down, getting up, sitting back down, and it was.
So they basically won everything.
They pretty much won everything. Some guy named Rob, who apparently has a podcast because his podcast name is Rob Has a Podcast. He won 2 awards, and people on Twitter were freaking out about that. And meanwhile, Ibbett and Schwood are sitting at their table with just a mountain. It's ridiculous. There are pictures on Twitter of just their mountain of trophies. And it's awesome. And
their ever-growing pile of trophies.
And the hosts had no idea what they were doing, and they had crappy material to work with, and it was horrible. And they were like, what the hell is going on? What is this? Is this rigged, or are we being punked? And no, it was just because the Frog Pants and Diamond Club communities are awesome. Y'all rock. T2T2 is actually a wizard. And just hats off to them and congratulations on making awesome podcasts that make us want to do what we're doing here, and for being able to build such an awesome community. If we could have one fan who is as awesome as all of the Diamond Club and Frog Pants fans put together, then our job is done.
That would make our lives.
That would make our lives. So I guess if we want to do that, we might as well get to what we do here normally, which is starting off with me unducking the soundboard and then playing this. I still love that sounder so much. All right, so what have you been playing this week, Aaron? I can probably guess.
Well, I've been playing, because Hearthstone came out on mobile phones recently.
Oh, yes.
And it has sucked me back in, and now my productivity has basically become no.
Productivity, that was ever a thing?
I know, right?
Yeah.
But then I've also been playing Heroes again, like I have been.
Yeah, I still really wanted to just take an evening and sit down and just play a whole bunch of heroes because it's the MOBA that I've wanted so badly to get into, and I've loved the time that I've spent playing it. I I just haven't sat down and done it, so I need to do that sometime soon.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then of course, what I'm in the middle of right
oh
now.
yes, Dungeons and Dragons.
the orgy, sweetheart.
No.
Yeah,
Shut up.
complete with complete
Mark
with
my
live
idiot
peanut
friends
gallery.
off camera.
And yet.
Uh, and now my brother has died.
God damn it. You
Great
see
job,
VR,
guys.
you could do that through a camera, right?
All right. Anyway, so yeah, you're
All right.
yeah.
Moving on.
I've
Enough of this.
anyway. And we'll be talking about Hearthstone too. I've found myself
Okay,
having to take.
shut All right, they're done now. I promise.
Okay. As far as Hearthstone goes, we will be talking more about that in a little bit. But I have also found myself having to take an extended restroom break once a day just to go sit in the bathroom and play a game or two of Hearthstone. I hope no one at my job is listening to this. If you're listening to this, no, I actually have horrible gastrointestinal problems. That's really what's happening. But yeah, Hearthstone on mobile phones is a terrible idea because they have done such an excellent job of implementing it on a small screen. It's great, and because of that, it's the worst idea ever. Don't do it ever. But I've also been playing.
Simultaneously, the greatest thing ever. Do it.
Oh
Right
yes,
now.
absolutely, totally worth it. I've also been playing a fair amount of MLB 15 The Show. I've been playing some Road to the Show, my imported character from MLB 14. Go Cubbies. The only complaint about that I have is that the team roster carried over from the previous season, so I'm not playing alongside like all of the new young players that the Cubs have brought in over the off season. So still stuck with the same crappy roster as last year. Though that might be because I carried over to the start of the 2015 season in MLB 14. I don't know, but anyway, it's still a lot of fun. And I've also been playing in franchise mode, which once again, go Cubbies. I've very few ties to Chicago, but I'm just always been a lifelong Cubs fan. So, of course, I play the Cubs. But I did discover that only players who have played at least one game or who have made at least one appearance in the major leagues are licensed for use in MLB games. So the Cubs had a really highly anticipated prospect who just got called up last week. Oh, we lost Aaron, so I'll keep talking. But he wasn't in the game until I believe just yesterday's roster update, because before then he wouldn't have been licensed for use in the game. But I've been playing that, having a lot of fun with that. Let's try to get Aaron back in here real quick. Hang on just a minute. All right. Let's see what happened here. See if I can bring him back in. Yeah, let's try this again. Are we back?
I think we're good.
All right.
Fudge this school's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Awful.
Dare you disgrace Fudge?
You gonna leave your video off, or you think that was taxing it too much?
I don't know.
All right. Well, if it happens again, we'll try that. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Unpausing now. All right, we're back. Let's.
Everything went horribly wrong, but it's fixed now.
Yeah, we should be good to go now. Anyway, so I'm done talking about MLB 15 The Show. I've also been playing a lot of Mario Kart lately. I've had
Holy
that
crap,
itch.
that's a lot of Mario spin-offs.
Oh man, I've actually been playing a lot of Mario games lately. Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U is still the greatest Mario Kart game ever made. One of the DLC packs had a Legend of Zelda themed track where instead of coins you pick up rupees, and it's just awesome. And they're going to be coming out with a 200cc mode. Actually, I think in just the next week or so, in a free patch that's coming alongside another paid DLC pack. And go look on YouTube for Mario Kart 8 200cc. Some of the videos of it are just nauseatingly fast. It's ridiculous, and holy cow, I want to play it now.
I do too, kind of.
It's the most amazing looking thing ever. So go check that out. Also been playing Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, Mario Golf World Tour on the 3DS, Mario Tennis Open on the 3DS. I don't know what it's been with
So much
me.
Mario.
I don't know what it's been with me in the Mario games the last couple of weeks. I've just had the itch for all the spin-off games. I've even been wanting to play Mario World and or Super Mario World 3D or Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario 3D Land. I just haven't.
Those are tongue twisters.
I just haven't managed to fit those into my schedule the last couple of weeks. But I've just been wanting to play all the Mario games. I don't know what's up with that. That's just what I've been feeling like lately. Anyway, I promised that we would talk more about Hearthstone, and we will talk more about Hearthstone. I'm the only one of the two of us that has Blackrock Mountain. I just pre-purchased the entire thing, so I've been playing through each of the wings as they unlock. And
Sadly, I don't. I was tempted to, but
yeah, but holy
I didn't,
cow.
and I missed the card back, which makes me sad.
Yeah, but holy cow, is it a lot of fun. Some of the boss mechanics that that they've had in these fights have been amazing. One of the bosses is the Grim Guzzler, which, yes, it's the pub in Blackrock Depths that you have to fight your way through. And the hero power for that one is it just summons a random minion out of each of your decks and puts it on the board. And then he has a card that always wins when someone plays the Brawl card. And of course he has the Brawl card. There's another boss that has a hero power that does 30 damage to you when he uses it, but he starts with a minion on the board that prevents him from using that hero power, and if that minion dies, he uses his hero power and it kills you. And some of the boss mechanics are incredibly creative, and a couple of them have been so maddening. Have taken me like almost a dozen tries to beat them. But I have to say, and I totally wasn't expecting this, but the MVP of Blackrock Mountain for me so far has been my basic priest deck.
Like basic as in just all the regular cards?
Basic
or?
as in only using cards that you unlock by leveling all the classes up to 10.
Wow.
Not from opening any packs, not from Next Ramus, from Goblins and Gnomes, nothing. Just
Note to self, level up priest.
just the basic priest card. Yeah, just level priest up to 10. I think it was Icy Veins that I got the deck list for it from. I don't think I've made any changes to it. So go to Icy Veins, look up their basic priest deck, and there have been a couple of bosses. I think it was General Dracasath. Oh, and that's another good one. In the Blackrock Spire Wing, General Dracasath has a passive hero power that makes all cards cost 1 mana and caps your mana every turn at 1. So you can only play 1 card each turn, but you can play any card. And so, of course, his deck is stacked with things like Dire Maul Brute and all kinds of legendaries that it's just ridiculous. But the key to beating that turned out to be my basic priest deck with mind control.
Wow.
And that and being able to heal myself was enough to be able to beat him. And also, why am I completely blanking on their names? Dark Iron Arena. Oh, that's another good one. And that one is basically it's basically a deck made entirely out of legendaries. There's so many really great really creative boss mechanics that
But wasn't
Blizzard has
there-
put into this.
Wasn't there a class challenge that basically involved the mage and a bunch of unstable portals?
Oh, and the Mage class challenge, yes. If you've played through Nex Ramus and you've played through all of the class challenges there, you'll remember the Web Spinner Hunter class challenge, which is the entire deck is the 1/1 minion with a death rattle that puts a random beast into your hand. The Mage class challenge in Blackrock Mountain is the exact same except with unstable portals, and it is ridiculous. And your opponent has in his deck, and it is actually the Dark Iron Arena, and in your opponent's deck is Millhouse Manastorm. So if he plays Millhouse Manastorm, that makes all of your spells on your next turn cost 0. And so you can just play every unstable portal in your hand for 0. And it's ridiculous and it's awesome. It's so much. Blizzard have outdone themselves. Hearthstone is definitely not a side project for Blizzard anymore. They're definitely taking it seriously, and they are having so much freaking fun with it. And they're making one hell of a fun game. So if you haven't gotten the Blackrock Mountain Adventure yet for Hearthstone, 10 out of 10 absolutely recommended.
Would play again.
We'll play again. I'll definitely.
What are you doing?
I'm definitely gonna go back and play through it again. It's tons of fun.
I still need to finish Nex Ramus.
Yeah,
I have all the wings, but I never finished it. I only did the one.
See, the funny thing is that I apparently I thought I had, but apparently I had never beaten Kel'Thuzad. So I finally went back and beat him. I think it was after I'd completed one of the wings before the next of Blackrock Mountain, before the next wing was unlocked. So I just went back and beat Kel'Thuzad. And I've also been playing a fair amount of ranked mode. I think I'm up to rank 16 this month. I'm not trying too hard. I'm still having a fair amount of luck with a Zulok deck and a Mech Mage deck. And I've actually been having really good success with a mid-range budget Paladin deck. I'll have to put the deck list for that up on Hearthhead. But yeah, Hearthstone is still absolutely worth playing. Blackrock Mountain, if you're more a fan of the single-player challenge of the adventure modes in Hearthstone, it's definitely worth getting. So do go check that out. I strongly recommend it, and Aaron, I'm sure that you'll be able to do the same once you've got it.
I might just be buying it after this. Who knows?
Yeah, I do it. It's worth it.
Maybe. Most likely. That totally means yes.
All right, let's move on now to something to do with this. Well, it's not exactly anime related this week. This week it's actually manga related, and manga recommendations to be more precise. A listener and a member of the Tadpool posted in the Tadpool Facebook group asking the group, hey, does anyone read manga? Do you have any recommendations? And so I promised that we would cover it on the show. And
you have some manga recommendations.
And oh boy, do I. Yeah, it's
actually, no, I just have one.
Well,
Actually,
I could probably guess what it is. But anyway, it's been a few weeks since that, but we're finally delivering on that. And really, the first one that I have is just subscribe to Weekly Shonen Jump. You can get it either on the Viz manga website, or you can get it through the Shonen Jump app for iPhone or iPad or Android phones or tablets. It's $26 a year for 52 issues. It's one issue every week. They come out every Monday. And there are some really great series that are currently running in there. You've got Bleach, One Piece. Those are two very long-running mainstays of Shonen Jump. If you don't know about them now, then you're just not paying attention. But Bleach we've talked about, and One Piece is pirates. So there you go. World Trigger I've talked about on here because I've been following the anime of that. Nisekoi, I've talked about the anime. Those are both really good series. Both appearing weekly in Shonen Jump. Food Wars as well, I've talked about. And there are a few other series in Weekly Shonen Jump that are really good. They're probably worth checking out. One of them is Gakkyū Hote, which is kind of Phoenix Wright meets Detective Conan in grade school. You may know Detective Conan as Case Closed over here in the States, but it's about an elementary school sort of courtroom justice system, and it's mind-bending and pretty cool. So that one's a lot of fun. One Punch Man. I have a note. Read that in Stan Lee voice. One Punch Man. I do a terrible Stan Lee. It's kind of a superhero manga, I guess. It's very much inspired by American superhero comics. There's like an association of superheroes, and the main character is one who it's right there in the name of the series. He beats every opponent with one punch. That's his thing. That's a great series. Seraph of the End is vampires, and not the crappy Twilight vampires. Real badass.
The best kind of vampires.
Basically taking over the planet and enslaving humanity for farming blood, and humanity using demons to fight back. If that doesn't sell you on it, then nothing will. That's Seraph of the End. Toriko has no words to describe it. It's as WTF as Bobobo. If you know what Bobobo is, if you know what Fooly Cooly is, it's that level of WTF, just in a different vein, but just as strange. And
doesn't it involve food somehow?
Yeah, it somehow, yes. And ostensibly, it's about hunting for the most gourmet foods in a world where food is incredibly scarce just as a thing. And it's really weird. I'm not even gonna say any of it, because if you just pick up any issue,
it makes no sense.
If you pick up any recent issue of Weekly Shonen Jump, you won't be any better or worse off for not having any of the backstory, because you'll just be reading it and going, what the hell am I reading? Why is there a monkey and they're trying to grab its balls to make soup? What's going on here? And I'm not kidding about that. That's seriously the plot line that they're in the middle of right now in Toriko. And it's just weird, but some people are really into it. So, hey, if that's your thing, then go for it. Anyway, overall, I highly recommend subscribing to Weekly Shonen Jump. You'll discover a lot of great stuff that way. And they also have a podcast, Weekly Shonen Jump podcast. So you can go check that out as well. And there are also some classic manga that I can really strongly recommend. Dragon Ball, of course. That one is just a universal recommendation, pretty much. Rurouni Kenshin is one of the ones that got me and our mom really got us into manga. That's a great series, historical piece. And we've talked on here about the live action adaptations of Rurouni Kenshin that are outstanding.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
But anyway,
just go.
All right, and Cross Game, I've talked about the anime. I watched the anime of that on Hulu, and the manga of that is absolutely great. When I started reading it, before I knew it, I had just torn through the whole thing. I am obsessed with that series. It is a great baseball manga and a great high school rom-com manga, even if you know nothing about baseball. But they paid enough attention to detail of baseball that if you do know baseball, you'll get a lot out of it as a sports manga. And then Yu Yu Hakusho is just a really great archetypal shonen fighting manga series that has been around forever. It's I think about 19 volumes long, and is a great series that I highly recommend checking. It's another one of my favorites. So yeah, those are really my main recommendations. Weekly Shonen Jump and pretty much everything that's in there. Although in particular, I'd have to say Bleach, Nisekoi, and Food Wars are probably my favorites in there right now.
Ruroken definitely has my recommendation.
Yeah,
That's a great one.
and then the old classics, Ruroken, Sailor Moon as well. Now that they've finally reprinted the whole thing in the proper right to left format and with a not terrible translation, or not terribly Americanized translation.
And then Dragon Ball is always a classic.
Yeah, Dragon Ball is great. And actually the Dragon Ball anime is up on Hulu now, so go check that out if you haven't seen that in a while. And
Or you could just watch the abridged version. Just saying.
well, there's that too. And I'm pretty sure I can guess what your recommendation is, Aaron.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's it. Just JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Manly men punching things. Vampires are involved somehow. Just do it.
If that's not their official tagline for all of JoJo's, it should be. I just put that in quotes as the subtitle.
Ora!
Just put it that in the quotes as the subtitle. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Manly men punching things. Vampires are involved somehow.
Are involved somehow. Also ridiculously long battle cries.
Yes, that too. It kind of suffers from Dragon Ball itis in that same
But
vein.
it's awesome for
It
doing
is.
it.
All right. I think that covers it for our manga recommendations. So if you have any manga recommendations, feel free to send those to us, and we'll talk about them on the show. Podcast at
Assuming that we read
lifeisleet.com
them.
or tweet them to us at lifeisleet.
Assuming that we-
All right, we've got one more thing to talk about this week. Oh, hang on, I've got to play it.
One more thing.
There we go.
And it's the big one. It's
There's
the
a
thing
Star-
that had the internet reacting.
There's a Star
with
Wars trailer.
massive amounts of things.
There's a Star Wars trailer. There's a Star Wars trailer.
The Star Wars trailer.
Everyone freak out. There's a Star Wars trailer. We can't really say more than has already been said everywhere on internet a million times. A hype droid rolling. I am all aboard the BB-8 bandwagon. I'd BRB camping in front of the theater for the next 8 months until the movie comes out. It's amazing that little droid. No, it's hype droid rolling, because the fact that droid is a practical effect. It's just so cool, and I heard that they're going to be coming out with a toy of it sometime between probably now and when the movie comes out.
I'd buy that toy.
Yeah,
I would still buy it.
I'd buy it
I'm
just.
a full-grown male, and I'd buy that toy.
I'd buy it just to see how the freaking thing works, because probably the best guess that I've read as to how BB-8 actually works is that the robot is actually the top little dome part that's on top of the ball, and it's got little roller things attached to motors, and that makes the bottom part roll, and then the bottom part is also a robot, but it's got a gyroscope in it that keeps it upright. And oh my gosh, it's just so cool. And
It's two robots in one.
it's the hype droid. It's rolling. It's not stopping. So many people that I know have been down on just the whole idea of more Star Wars movies because of what happened with the prequels. But I've been on board with it ever since it was announced, until I sit down in the theater, watch it, and am proven otherwise that it wasn't worth waiting for. Until
would go and see on launch day 6 times.
Until and if it disappoints me, if and only if, I'm on board until then. It's gonna have to be sitting down and watching it in the theater for me to not be 100% on board with this.
All aboard the hype starship.
I actually had a kind of interesting first introduction to Star Wars. My first exposure to Star Wars was not actually the movies. It was the radio dramas from NPR.
I mean, that's basically the same as the movies.
Well, kind of.
That's a lot of the same script.
Yeah, and it's
some of the
just
same actors.
It is, which is pretty cool. It's just a different interpretation. But the A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back radio dramas were produced in about the same time as when the movies were made. I think it was like 78 and 81, and the movies came out in 77 and 80. And then Return of the Jedi didn't come out until 96. And when they were coming out with the Return of the Jedi radio drama, they started playing the A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back radio dramas on NPR on Sunday afternoons. And my dad and our dad and I would listen to them, and we'd record them on VHS tapes. And I think I think at our parents' house they still have some of those VHS tapes.
I'm pretty sure that we also have the CDs of the radio drama, and they're in my room.
Yeah, and I also got a complete CD set of the Star Wars radio dramas. But so that was my first exposure to Star Wars. But I've been a huge fan ever since, and I've never thought the prequels were quite as bad as everyone makes them out to be.
But the originals are the best.
The originals are the best. Jar Jar Binks is annoying as hell in episode 1. And he kind of dooms the Republic. He's kind of responsible for the Empire becoming a thing. So you kind of have to fault him for that. But
they're decent.
Yeah, they're not the worst thing ever. And for that reason, I've always been on board with episode 7 until it comes out and is terrible and proves me wrong. But until then, let's go. I'm in.
Although I think the rest of the internet is also on board with you.
Yeah, I think I'm hardly alone in that sentiment. All right, I think that's enough gushing about that. Again, you can find the trailer. It's not hard to find. You can find everyone everywhere on the internet saying everything you could possibly want to hear about it, or that could possibly be said about it. I think there was an actual evening cable news show that the guy who hosts it just devoted a whole segment to going through the trailers shot by shot. So the internet is just going absolutely insane over it. So you can find out whatever you want about that. It's not hard to find. But if you do want to share with us what you think about the trailer, if you want to share with us any manga recommendations, any of your Hearthstone strategies, or any anime or games that you want to recommend to us and hear us talk about on the show, you can send all of that to us, along with any audio attachments you might want us to play, whatever you feel like. Send it to us. Comments, feedback, suggestions, whatever you want. Podcast@lifeisleet.com is where you can send that to us. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, iTunes, our RSS feed for our podcast. Links to all of that is at our... I can't even talk tonight.
Words.
I'm a little tired. Words. Can't... English. Lifeisleet.com is where you can find all our stuff. Show notes for each of the episodes. Downloads. The MP3. All that stuff's on our website, lifeiselite.com. You can find us on Facebook at fb.me/lifeiselite, Twitter at @lifeiselite, Google+, just search for Life is Leet, iTunes, search for Life is Leet. I can't even find any of the stuff because I didn't paste it into the notes. We're totally prepared tonight. We stream
yes,
on
totally. As if we ever are.
We stream on Twitch on Tuesday nights. Twitch.tv/lifeiselete is where you can follow us, or go to lifeiselete.com/live, and that's also where you can catch whenever one of us or both of us happen to stream any of our games. Again,
never stream.
Assuming we ever do stream. It's a rare occurrence, but when we do, it will be at lifeiselete.com/live.
It's more likely for me though, because Heroes and Hearthstone are things.
Yeah, we've still got to have that Heroes streaming night that we've been talking about. We'll do that soon.
3 beta keys. The open beta is coming soon.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of those. So yeah, we'll set something up for soon. You can follow all the stuff that I do at jbhanna.net, at jbhanna on Twitter, or twitch.tv/jbhanna. You can follow Aaron at twitch.tv/plato0. That's PLATO and the number 0.
And then other things will be added when they become relevant.
Yeah.
Maybe.
When eventually, sometime, maybe. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this week's episode. It's been kind of a crazy one. We've had technical difficulties. Aaron's had peanut gallery, but it's been fun.
Yeah, I've had a peanut gallery.
Yep. We'll be back next
What do you
week.
do?
Until then, for me, for Aaron, everyone in the sound of my voice, take care.
Don't roll that once. Please don't.
Whoops.